Chosen One. Satan summons you to 1 versus 1. This is no ordinary struggle. This is your moment to face your destiny. The obstacles you have faced throughout your life, those who want to stop you, those who try to lead you astray, all of them are now standing before you in one body. Fear, hesitation, doubt, the devil's greatest weapons. But you are the chosen one. There is no power that can bring you to your knees. You are a warrior who comes through fire, who conquers storms, who knows no defeat. Everything that challenges you, everything that tests you, actually exists to strengthen you. Now put on your courage, draw your sword, light the fire in your soul, and look into the eyes of the devil and write 777 in the comments, because you have already won this war. No one can prevent divine destiny. The air hums with a silent shift, an undercurrent felt in glances that linger too long, in the subtle unease creeping into conversations. Something unseen stirs beneath the surface, an unspoken awareness that change has arrived, not in the world alone, but within those who refuse to be confined by old limitations. Those who walk with clarity, anchored in their truth, disrupt the fragile equilibrium built on doubt. In a landscape where uncertainty is currency, the presence of someone who cannot be swayed unsettles the foundations of those still tethered to their illusions. There's a reaction to this, sometimes quiet, sometimes erupting in waves of resistance. Those who have yet to make peace with their own reflections feel exposed in the presence of one who has. Not everyone interprets strength as inspiration. For some, it is a threat, a reminder of the distance between who they are and who they could be. Insecurity finds its voice in whispers, in dismissive tones, in the subtle ways they attempt to diminish what they cannot comprehend. The more unwavering the presence, the greater the discomfort it ignites in those still wrestling with their own shadows. Some will try to manage this unease by seeking control, cloaking their intentions in concern, offering veiled critiques disguised as wisdom. Others will posture as rivals, measuring themselves against a standard they pretend not to acknowledge, hoping to unearth a flaw that reassures them. But the core of their response is not truly about the person who stands firm. It is about the weight of their own unexamined fears. To witness someone unmoved by the tides of external validation is to confront the reality that their own chains were never locked. The signs are always present for those who choose to see them. A fleeting look that holds too much calculation, an energy that shifts in the wake of success, the way admiration sometimes twists into imitation, and how disappointment in another's failure can masquerade as support. Watch how the silence thickens when triumphs are shared, how praise can be laced with restraint, how encouragement can sometimes come with a hidden edge. Pay attention to what is left unsaid, to the way some will seek to reshape the narrative just enough to make themselves more comfortable within it. Projection is the chosen weapon of the insecure. Rather than address the weight they carry, they shift it onto another, molding perception to suit their fears. Confidence is reframed as arrogance, discernment mistaken for coldness, boundaries rewritten as selfishness. This is the nature of those who refuse to confront their own discomfort. They attempt to bend reality rather than face it, but illusions unravel with time, and truth remains unshaken by those who would distort it. This certainty, this steadiness, is not the result of luck or pretense. It is forged through unseen battles, through choices made in solitude, through the endurance of trials unspoken. It is not an act, but a state of being carved from experiences most would rather avoid. The presence of such strength is a reminder of what is possible, a testament to the freedom that awaits those willing to face themselves. And in that, there is both revelation and resistance. Some will be drawn toward it, seeking their own transformation. Others will recoil, unwilling to meet their own reflection. The reaction reveals more about them than it ever could about the one who stands unshaken. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom. For you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. The world resists those who refuse to shrink. It will send voices cloaked in false wisdom, whispering that standing tall is pride, that embracing one's essence is self-indulgence. It will cast doubt in careful increments, testing the edges of resilience, waiting for a moment of hesitation. Yet no compromise is made, no dimming of the light, no softening of the edges to accommodate fragile egos. Attempts to reshape reality fall flat against the immovable certainty of self-awareness. They will probe, seeking cracks in conviction, hoping hesitation will creep in. The subtle maneuvering, the calculated disapproval, all designed to make the unwavering question their own reflection. But illusions hold no weight against clarity. The choice is made not to shrink, not to bend, but to remain steadfast. Serenity is not something granted. It is cultivated, owned, and guarded with unshakable certainty. There is something unmistakable in the presence of one who moves with purpose. It alters the atmosphere, creating a ripple before a single word is spoken. Some are drawn toward it, inspired by its depth. Others recoil, unable to meet its gaze, unnerved by what it reveals within themselves. It is not a force that can be imitated or conjured artificially. It is the result of alignment, of inner certainty, of living without pretense. And for those who operate from a place of insecurity, such a presence is unbearable. Instead of rising to meet the challenge, they attempt to drag it down, to fracture what they cannot comprehend. Discernment is a gift that unnerves those with hidden motives. The subtle shifts in tone, the carefully chosen words, the quiet discomfort behind a forced smile, all are seen, all are understood. Nothing needs to be spoken for truth to be known. Falsehoods unravel before they are fully formed. No disguise, no pretense, no manipulation can deceive one who has learned to listen beyond words, to read between gestures, to sense intention before it fully emerges. This discomfort creates frustration. Those who rely on deception become uneasy in the presence of those who see through it. They attempt to twist perception, to cast doubt, to rewrite the narrative in their favor. They weaponize uncertainty, dismissing clarity as paranoia, intuition as overthinking. But deep within, they are unsettled, knowing they have already been seen for who they truly are. There is no need to seek external validation when inner knowing is strong. Intuition does not falter under pressure. It does not shrink in the face of doubt. It has guided before, and it will guide again. No argument, no attempt at manipulation, no distortion of truth can override the certainty of awareness. When control is impossible, the obsession begins. Patterns emerge, watchful eyes, unnecessary scrutiny, an unnatural interest in every move. At first, it is subtle, barely noticeable, but the intent is unmistakable. What cannot be influenced must be observed, contained, dissected. When silent resistance proves ineffective, new tactics arise, distorted truths, fabricated misunderstandings, carefully placed words designed to shift perception. The goal is not just to limit, but to possess, to hold some piece of what cannot be tamed. For those who fear being overshadowed, success is intolerable. They cannot celebrate what reminds them of their own stagnation. They work quietly, not in open confrontation, but through whispered doubts, in casual dismissals, in reshaping the lens through which others see. Envy that cannot find an outlet turns into strategy, manipulation disguised as concern. The attempt is made over and over to plant uncertainty, to shake confidence, to make what is solid feel unstable. But clarity cannot be taken. The lesson is learned, the boundaries set. Energy is not freely given to those who seek only to drain it. Distance becomes necessary. Those who withhold support, those who arrive only when in need, those who seek to redefine what is already known, they are released. No effort is wasted on explanations that will not be heard, on proving what has already been shown. Not everyone is meant to understand, and that too is accepted. The river does not ask permission to reach the ocean. It carves its own way, moving past every obstacle, shaping the land, breaking through the stone, until it arrives exactly where it was meant to be. And just like that river, your path has already been written, not by the hands of those who doubted, not by the voices that tried to hold you back, but by a force greater than them all. You were never meant to stay small. You were never designed to be contained. What is flowing through you is divine, unstoppable, and undeniable. No dam built by human hands can hold back the current of destiny. No opposition can reroute what has already been set in motion. The path forward is not something you seek. It is something that has been calling you all along. So you move. You move without hesitation, without looking over your shoulder, without explaining yourself to people who were never meant to understand. Let them murmur. Let them twist the story to fit their comfort. It does not change what has already been written. Their opinions hold no weight in the hands of the Almighty. Every struggle you've endured, every test you've faced, every night that pressed heavy upon your spirit, it was never meant to break you. It was meant to shape you. Fire does not destroy gold. It refines it. And you, my friend, have been through the fire. The long road, the lonely road, the road with no shortcuts. That's the road you took. While others sought applause, you sought wisdom. While they chased validation, you built something real. And now the season has come, where what was sown in the quiet will be seen by all. This moment is not a coincidence. This success is not luck. This is divine order. The doors that once refused to open are now swinging wide. The very rooms you were once excluded from are now making space for you. And the same people who dismissed you, they have no choice but to watch as you rise. You are not asking to be noticed. You are not waiting for permission. You have arrived, and the light upon you is not one that can be ignored. There is no more apologizing for the calling on your life, no more shrinking to make others comfortable, no more toning down the fire inside you. You have spent too long carrying burdens that were never yours to hold. Now every lesson, every tear, every battle has become the foundation on which you stand. The weight of your past does not hold you back. It fuels you. The wisdom you've gained, the strength you've cultivated, the endurance you've developed. This is the bedrock of the empire you are building. Your presence is no longer a question. It is an answer. a statement, a declaration that cannot be denied. But know this: the higher you go, the more eyes will be upon you. Not everyone watching is cheering for you. The same people who overlooked you will now scrutinize every step you take. They will whisper, they will speculate, they will question why it was you and not them. Not because you had done anything wrong, but because your success is a mirror that reveals their inaction. They built a box for you, expecting you to stay within its walls. Now, they are watching as you walk freely, uncontained, and that is something they cannot accept. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. But hear me, their perception of you is not your problem. Their discomfort is not your burden. Their inability to see your worth does not diminish it. No matter how much they try to twist the truth, no matter how loudly they attempt to drown out your voice, they cannot silence what is divinely appointed. What has been placed upon you cannot be taken away by human hands. A tree planted by the river does not fear the drought. Its roots run deep, reaching into unseen places, drawing life from a source that never runs dry. The storms may come, the winds may rage, the seasons may change, but the tree does not break. It stands firm, unshaken, because it is anchored in something greater than itself. And just like that tree, you have been planted with purpose. Your roots are not in shallow ground. Your foundation is not in shifting sand. What holds you up is not the approval of people, not the validation of this world, but the unshakable hand of divine favor. Every obstacle, every setback, every betrayal, it was all seen. It was all known. None of it caught heaven by surprise. You have never walked alone, and you never will. The covering over your life is not ordinary. The protection surrounding you is not of this world. You have been shielded in ways you will never fully understand. The enemies that plotted against you, the traps set in secret, the words spoken behind closed doors, they were all dismantled before they could reach you. What was meant for your destruction was intercepted by hands far greater than theirs. What was designed to break you has only built you. The way doors open, the way obstacles crumble, the way favor follows you, it is not an accident. It is not luck. It is the evidence of something greater, something stronger, something eternal. The steps you take are not random. They are ordered. The path before you is not something you have to force. It is something that has already been prepared. The very ground you walk on has been cleared before you arrived. You are not fighting for victory. You are walking in it. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Not because there won't be weapons, not because there won't be attacks, but because they will never accomplish what they were sent to do. They will fall apart before they can touch you. The lies spoken against you will unravel. The attempts to block you will turn into stepping stones beneath your feet. Those who work against you will find themselves exhausted, not because you fought them, but because they fought against what was already ordained. And that is why you don't have to engage in every battle. That is why you don't have to respond to every attack. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to defend yourself. The proof of who you are is in the favor on your life. It is in the way things shift when you walk into a room. It is in the way, no matter what they throw at you, you rise. They've watched you go through things that should have destroyed you, things that would have broken the average person. And yet, here you are, still standing, still thriving, still covered. Understand this. The more you grow, the more uncomfortable your presence will become to those who have refused to grow themselves. The people who once walked with you may not be able to walk with you now, not because you have changed in a way that made you unworthy of their presence, but because your growth has made them uncomfortable in their stagnation, and that is not your burden to carry. You do not have to dim your light to make them feel better in the dark. You do not have to shrink to make them feel tall. You were never meant to stay in the same place forever. Some people will try to convince you that your elevation is arrogance, that your confidence is pride, that your peace is coldness. But understand, when people cannot control you, they will try to redefine you. They will label what they do not understand. They will distort what they cannot manipulate. But the truth remains, and the truth always reveals itself. Those who have been watching, those who have been plotting, those who have been waiting for your downfall, one by one, they will see that nothing they tried could touch you. Because when you are covered, you do not move in fear. You do not question whether the road ahead is safe. You do not hesitate when the opportunity arrives. You do not ask for permission to step into what has already been given to you. The doors opening now are not random. The favor on your life is not temporary. What you are walking in now has been in motion long before you ever realized it. So move boldly, walk with confidence, stand in the fullness of everything that has been promised to you. Let the whispers fade into the background. Let the opposition wear itself out trying. You are not built to fall. You are not called to retreat. You are not here by accident. You were chosen. You were appointed. And no force in hell can undo what has already been declared over your life. A seed does not question the soil. It does not wonder if the rain will come, if the sun will rise, if it has the strength to break through the dirt. It simply grows because it was created to. It does not stay buried forever, and neither do you. What was planted in you, the gifts, the calling, the favor, was never meant to stay hidden. This is your season to break through. The dirt that once covered you was never a burial. It was preparation. What once felt like weight pressing down was actually the foundation being laid for your rise. The road ahead is not uncertain. It is not a gamble. It is a guarantee. The road ahead is bright. The burdens that once held you back no longer have a claim on you. The chains of the past have been shattered. You are not bound by what was. You are not held hostage by who you used to be. The regrets, the missed opportunities, the seasons of delay, they no longer define you. The weight you carried for so long, the pressure, the heaviness, it was never yours to hold on to forever. It served its purpose, and now it is time to release it. The time of hesitation is over. The season of waiting has passed. You have spent enough time standing at the edge of breakthrough, questioning if you are ready. The truth is, you were ready before you even knew it. Every lesson, every struggle, every battle has prepared you for this moment. There is nothing left to prove, nothing left to wait for. The doors are open, the way has been made. This is not a season of hoping. It is a season of stepping, and nothing, no weapon, no enemy, no distraction can stop what has already been set in motion. What is meant for you is already moving in your direction. What was promised to you is already unfolding. The opposition will try. The doubts will whisper. The distractions will rise, but none of them will succeed. They may attempt to slow you down, but they cannot stop you. They may try to confuse you, but they cannot change what has already been written. The victory is already yours. This is not a battle you are still fighting. This is a battle that has already been won. The outcome has already been decided. All you have to do is walk in it. Walk like you know who you are. Walk like you understand the power that covers you. Walk like you believe that nothing can stand in your way, because nothing can. The journey ahead is not uncertain. It is not unstable. It is steady. It is solid. The same God who brought you this far will carry you the rest of the way. The same power that protected you in the valley will elevate you on the mountain. The same favor that sustained you in lack will overflow in abundance. You are not entering this next season empty-handed. You are stepping into it with everything you need. The wisdom, the strength, the endurance. It is already in you. So move forward with boldness. Do not second guess. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. What is behind you served its purpose, but it is not your future. What is ahead of you is greater. What is waiting for you is bigger than anything you've imagined. And all you have to do is step into it. This is your moment. This is your season. This is your time. Walk like it. Live like it. Own it. Because the road ahead is not just open, it is waiting for you. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what has already been set in motion. So walk boldly. Move with certainty. Do not entertain distractions. Do not waste energy on those who refuse to understand. The time for explanation has passed. The season of seeking approval is over. What is for you has already been set in motion. It is not a matter of waiting. It is a matter of stepping fully into what has always been yours. The world may not be ready, but you are. And that is all that matters. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially, far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. The doors that once seemed sealed are now opening with ease. The invitations that never came are now extended freely, and those who once dismissed the vision are now forced to witness its unfolding. This is not luck. This is alignment. What once felt unattainable is now within reach, not through permission, but through undeniable presence. There is no more asking to be acknowledged. The presence alone commands recognition. No longer weighed down by past burdens, every lesson absorbed has become momentum. The wisdom earned, the strength cultivated, the clarity sharpened. These are the foundation of what is being built. There is no hesitation in stepping forward. The space occupied is not borrowed, it is claimed. There is no adjusting to fit within the comfort of others. This time, existence is bold, unfiltered, and unapologetic. Yet, with elevation comes scrutiny. Visibility brings discomfort to those who preferred you unseen. Those who once dismissed will now dissect every step, searching for faults, hoping for a misstep to validate their doubts. The same voices that once ignored will now chatter endlessly, not out of interest, but out of unease. Their discomfort is not proof of wrongdoing. It is proof of disruption. The world they built did not account for your rise, but perception is theirs to wrestle with. That burden is not yours to carry. No distortion, no attempt to shift the narrative, no amount of speculation can alter what is known within. Their discomfort is not an indication of error. It is a reflection of their own limits. Every obstacle, every setback, every challenge, none of it was endured alone. The unseen forces that guided each step ensured that no effort was wasted. The way forward was never left to chance. Protection has been in place long before the first move was made. What was meant to harm has been rerouted. What was intended as a block has been transformed into passage. The opposition that believes it acts in secrecy is already known. The weight of their intentions will never reach its mark. So move with certainty. Speak with conviction. Stand in the fullness of what has been built. The distractions, the noise, the outside opinions, they no longer belong in this space. What is for you has already been set in motion. It is not a matter of waiting. It is a matter of stepping into what was always meant to be.